Josh Ion, the referee, has the puck at center ice, and we are underway. He's joined by Adam Wakowiak. And on the lines is Nick and Garrett Branderhorst as we'll get a nice introduction here to the starting goaltender for your Brantford Titans, Brock Schaus, seeing his first action since the home opener 2 weeks ago, which he did leave in the third period with a lower body injury as there was a collision that happened in the crease to our left. The puck ended up rolling in the cage, unfortunately, but Schaus had to leave, and Gall came in to relieve him and gave up the eventual OT winner to the Air Centennials. However, Schaus back in there, and he's being tested early as he'll cover that one up. And we'll get another whistle and another face-off as a couple of bodies come together. That's Gingras for the Vipers, and you see number 20 for the Brantford Titans. That is newcomer Mateo Gauthier from the Burlington Cougars of the OJHL. He'll suit up for the Brantford Titans now as Ryan Scriven in on the draw in his own zone. It's the Vipers getting possession and now quickly pushed ahead just out of the reach of Stippen, or it was behind him. Caught a piece of his stick, but he was unable to handle it. Stippen out there with Scriven as it's up along that far wall, just inside the Titans line. It's sent in behind. Poking at that is Cowway. He couldn't get it away from a forechecker. Spicer will move to the middle, send it all the way across. Here's a shot, top of the circle, and through traffic, Schaus makes the save. So a few early chances, a minute and 1 second into the hockey game for the Vipers, who come into action 2-1-1 on the season. Mentioned this is just the Titans' second home game. This is just the Vipers' second road game, as they've seen a ton of play on home ice early on. They are 1-1-1 at home this year so far, as Schaus has to stretch out to stop that with the left pad. Hill bumped his man, and coming the other way is Papel. Pass intended for Capel. It was out of his reach. Turned back for Papel. He looked to the front. Capel was there, but he couldn't get his stick on it. It was in his feet. And punching it ahead is Adriano Tonin. From the circle, pad save from Schaus. Titans look to clear. Can they do it? Yes, they can. As that'll go through Harwood and down into his own zone. Capel won the race as he tried to tuck it short side. Just hit the outside of the cage, trying to beat the goaltender Bartel. We'll get you his numbers on our next stop. To the circle, this is Tonin again. He'll send it across to that right wing side. Vipers in over the line. That pass missed, intended for Connor Chartrand, number 17 for the LaSalle Vipers. Oon out there now for Brantford in the neutral zone. This is Jackson Cunningham-Lukes. All the way across, Oon again and over the line. Tried to drop it for Grattan. It was just behind him. Cunningham-Lukes whacked at it. Couldn't get it deep. And here come the Vipers with a couple of bodies. Rosati. Near side, Pune throws it on goal. Schaus finds it and gets the glove on top of it. Mentioned the starter for the LaSalle Vipers, number 30, Adam Bartel. The Sarnia native playing in game number 3 here today. He is 1-0-1. The goals against average just south of 3 at .299. Save percentage is .922. Pune all the way across. That shot from the point off the end boards and right to the side of the cage where Schaus grabs it again. 2 minutes and 40 seconds into the first period. Still no score between the Titans and Vipers. Busy Saturday in the Greater Ontario Hockey League. Got to remember that they dropped the J. Guess we call it the go now, the goal. That's a little bit of a debate on Twitter right now. People are asking, we got to know. It's not the Goj anymore. Is it the go? Is it the goal with an H? We'll figure it out. That partnership with the Ontario Hockey League. You're definitely seeing it with the LaSalle Vipers as Gavin Christie of the Brantford Bulldogs tries to backhand one in. Can't do it. Heck of a move from Gavin Christie to try and cut to the cage. He draws a penalty. And the Titans to the power play for the first time in this game. Talk about the OHL Developmental League. Gavin Christie's going to have one heck of a career once he's a full-time OHLer. Just that blue line is loaded for the Brantford Bulldogs, so he's going to see a ton of time here in Junior B. This is the second-ranked power play in the Eastern Conference at 29.4% through their first 5 games. Sauce to Quinton Kim LeMay. He has a power play goal this season, but he missed the net high there, and the Vipers will clear. LaSalle, 9 players drafted by the Windsor Spitfires over the last few seasons, and that includes second-rounder from this past OHL priority selection, Ian Inskip. He's already off to a nice start here in the GOHL. In 4 games, he's got 3 points as the Titans rush the net, and the Vipers will clear it. Many people saying that it's going to be the Bulldogs and Spitfires in an OHL championship, and we're seeing potentially the future of both franchises here, although a few names out of the lineup for the Titans. One of them in is Christie. He's the lone man back. Coming as well is Scriven, as he tried to cut off Inskip. Chartrand in the near corner, just trying to kill as much clock as possible. Quinton Kim LeMay in below the goal. Papel up top, went to Takis, back to Papel, and they're going to blow play dead. Referee has his arm in the air to our right. And now the Titans will go to a 5-on-3 advantage. It's a trip against Andon Harwood. Can the Titans capitalize early? It was an early lead for St. Catharines yesterday in that 5-2 defeat for the Titans in St. Catharines. Off the faceoff, this is Takis. Capel fires, and that one stopped. Bartel saw it all the way as Vipers did a nice job clearing the shooting lane and allowing their goaltender to see it. Takis in behind his own net. He's getting hounded by a forechecker. Short-handed try by Chartrand, has his stick slashed out of his hands. And we're going to get things evened up 4-on-4. Tyson Papel will get called for the slash. Might not have been the worst penalty in the world, as Chartrand has had a point-blank chance in the slot. So it remains scoreless. We will play 4-on-4 for a minute 20. And then the Vipers' power play will go to work. This is Jones off the face-off, just inside the blue line. He'll send it to the far point. Long-range try is off of Calway. Velarde sent it to the point to Jones. Jones was watched by Scriven, able to get it past him and Christie. Gignac stops. Looked to pass, fanned on it, sent it back to Velarde. Velarde to the middle. That's off a Christie's stick and deflected wide of the cage. Vipers looking to work it out front. It's intercepted, and now Christie will look to escape the zone. And he will get it out to center as he took a bump in the process. Gignac tried to drop it for Spicer. Callaway took it away. And now the Titans will hang out in their own zone for a second. Move to Pizzo Ferrado. He quickly had to push it into the zone, and now he's going to get it off a turnover. He'll be the lone man in the offensive zone. Oon out there as well. As the Vipers now with the power play. Didn't get an opportunity in their last contest with the man advantage. It was a 4-0 win over Sarnia. However, a disciplined Sarnia team didn't give LaSalle an opportunity on the power play. So far, 1 for 7 in the new season, which is 8th best in the Western Conference. As they'll blow the play dead, the Vipers were offside trying to enter the zone. Titans 8 seconds away from getting back to full strength. Hill and Scriven collected both of their second goals of the season yesterday in that 5-2 defeat in St. Catharines. It was James Gall in the net for Brantford, making 43 saves. As the Titans will get one last clear. That was off of Spicer, and we are back to 5-on-5. Ricochets to Jackson Cunningham Lukes, who just chips it up to center. Vipers quickly on the attack once again. Grattan hard on the back check. And here's Papel, fresh out of the penalty box. He gets bumped by Spicer, and he'll head to the bench. Just over the stick of Spicer in his own zone. Coomber will send it in. Schaus out to stop it. Coomber quickly threw it through the legs of Schaus, but nobody in blue was home. And now the Titans will clear it. And that will be an icing with 11.5 to play in the first period. Hill and Harmon lean in for the face-off. LaSalle looking for control against the wall, but taking it the other way is Christie, and he can fly. Pizzo Ferrado right behind him to try and get that deflected puck, but it's taken away by Harmon. Just inside that Titans line. Rosati throws it to the corner. To the side of the cage, Schaus a save. And poked back in down low by Harwood. To the circle, that's Vanderelsen. It stays alive in that Titan zone. Harmon again, tried to move out front. Now takes a shot, and Schaus out at the top of the blue to make the save. It's been a busy first 9:05 for number 33 in white. LaSalle off the draw to that right point. They'll just dump it in deep in below that goal line. Takis took it away from Caden Harmon. Gauthier went back to Takis, and then Takis took it back to Gauthier, but he was tied up. Harmon again in the corner, got bumped. Quinton Kim LeMay in there as well for the Titans. A 2v2 battle along that far side. Pounet fires, got the deflection. Schaus had to be sharp. He made the save. Up top again, another try, and Schaus got a piece of that. It deflected to the far corner. Takis tried to go in behind. He was checked, and now here comes Gauthier. Through the middle to Gannon Neal. Back to Gauthier. Gauthier to the circle. Gauthier fires, and that's stopped by Bartel. Tried to go top shelf, short side. Here's Quinton Kim LeMay. Frank wants it, gets it. From the circle, he fired and missed. Quinton Kim LeMay. Quick pass from below the goal line by Gauthier was intercepted. Titans quickly dump it back to the half wall. Here's Frank firing, and another stop. Adam Bartel seeing a bit of traffic in the last 24 seconds. He keeps it at 0-0. Each team has had at least one opportunity on the power play. Brantford a couple tries, LaSalle just one, albeit an abbreviated power play, about 40 seconds or so. It was poked to the far corner. Stippen couldn't get there. It was Velarde grabbing it, throwing it to the middle. Titans will just chip it in. Scriven on the attack, sent by him. Banked off the wall. Two bodies up. Gignac fires, and Schaus easily makes that save. As a couple of bodies come together along that far side. I believe that's Jackson Cunningham Lukes for the Titans, and Joseph Gingras for the Vipers. Scriven broke in all alone, unable to break the deadlock. Gignac the other way. Tried to throw it to the middle, couldn't get it through. Spicer follows up, it's in behind Schaus, but Tack is there to save the day. Spicer, backhander to Jones. Jones lets one go. That's off the hand of Christie, and he felt that one. Jones, back to Spicer. Spicer looks to the net, doesn't have a lane, tries again, it's blocked. Spicer to the far circle. And it's off the post, in behind Schaus, and this time it's Chartrand poking it home. Defense couldn't get there in time. And the Vipers strike first, it's 1-0. Connor Chartrand, the captain and LaSalle native, scores his second of the season to put his team in front. Initial shot off the post, in behind Schaus, and then the Vipers captain was there to pot it home. This is Gauthier. Nice move into the zone, tried to throw it to the middle to find Kim LeMay, couldn't do so. Tonin sent it the other way. Vipers are just onside. They tried to send it back to Tonin, but it was picked off. Here comes Caleb Frank up the right wing side. Frank looks to the middle, goes to Kim LeMay. Kim LeMay has a man far side, decides to drop it in behind, and the back official has called a penalty. That's Josh Ion. With 7:59 to play, the Titans are headed back to the power play, as it'll be a slash against Andon Harwood. That's his second minor of this opening frame. Titans win that face-off. Caleb Frank got it from Quinton Kim LeMay. Frank gets hounded by a couple bodies, sends it all the way near side. Kim LeMay in down low, looking for Stippen, and found him. Stippen pass couldn't be handled by Scriven, and the Vipers send it the length of the rink. This is Scriven firing, pad save, rebound cleared. Titans with a couple of looks on the power play. The first minute has gone by with just under 7 to play in this opening frame. 1-0 LaSalle on the goal from Chartrand. Vipers will get another clear, knocked out of the air by Takis. And over the line, they're going to say that somebody entered a little bit too early. 44 seconds left on the power play. In the corner, Titans look to free it up. It's poked back to the half wall by Gauthier. Here's Hill knocking it down. Capel at the right point. Below the goal line to Papel. He couldn't get a stick on it. Back to Capel. He got it to Christie. Christie all the way across to Gauthier. 5 seconds left in the power play. Gauthier comes to Capel. Capel fires, and a glove save made by Bartel. 1 second to go on the power play. And we're going to get at least one penalty off of this post-whistle scrum. And it looks like it's going to be Hill. So 4-on-4 for 1 second. And then it'll be a minute 59 of power play time for the LaSalle Vipers. So they'll give Hill a rough in that scrum. Gignac has all kinds of time. Going to wait for Inskip to get on the ice. Looked for a deflection, got it. Shows the save, and then he tried to reach in the air to knock it away, but he got some help from his defense. Harmon looks to get it through. It's blocked and cleared by the Brantford Titans. Vipers having to retreat to their own zone. They'll push it ahead to the Titans line. 42 seconds left in the power play. Rosati all the way across. One-timer shouts the save, and the rebound cleared. Rosati just inside the line. Comes to Inskip. Inskip threw it to the middle, just into a sea of white uniforms, though. And it's sent the length of the ice. 25 seconds left in the penalty to Hill. Chartrand from Spicer and Gignac at 11:33. That is the only goal, as Spicer tried to cut through a couple of bodies, and then he gets bumped. Christie with a hard check in the corner. Chipped off the boards to the line. McNally fired towards the cage, and then a sharp angle try is off the side of the net and up and out of play. Hill back on the ice, back to 5-on-5 with 3:56 to go in period number 1. Brunet off the draw. Deflection never made it to Schaus. Papel got it to the blue line, and then Arrejado bumped his man. Papel fires off the pad of the goaltender. Then another sharp angle try was also kicked away by Bartel. Tonin was hounded from behind, so he gave up the puck, and then it found him again. And now Christie out to his own blue line. Gavin Christie through a couple of bodies into the Vipers zone, and he can't get around his man. Hard check from Kieran McNally. Christie Arrejado will have to chase after it in the corner. Poked by him. Takis moved in. He couldn't keep it alive, and now Pizzo Ferrado back to Christie. Now to Takis. Takis had it knocked away. Christie off of Kuna. Now Gauthier in the neutral zone to Kim LeMay. Here comes Quinton Kim LeMay up the right side. He's stopped. Second try, and that one rolls by the cage. Now here's Frank in the slot. He fires. That stays out. Another try in front, and LaSalle doing anything they can to get it away from the front of the net. The near corner collecting it is Gingras. At the line, keeping it alive was Neal. Gauthier checks his man. Frank takes it away. Frank from the circle. Pass to the middle. That's through the legs of Kim LeMay. And then Neal tried to quickly fire as the goaltender was out of position. The Titans are forced to tag up as that pass turned over, intended for Frank, and they're going to call the Vipers offside. All kinds of mayhem in the crease to our right. Titans right on the doorstep, but they can't get through. It remains 1-0, a minute 57 to go. Stippen tried a backhander. It's just inside that Titans line now. Coomber. Pass across. That shot is deflected on the way through. Calway chipped it to Stippen. Into the middle to Scriven. Scriven on his backhand. Looks to throw it out in front. Bartel might have got a piece of it. Now a sharp angle try off the glass. Back to the point. Calway. To the corner. Stippen. And the Vipers take over, moving it up the rink as Inskip collected it in his own zone. Now it's off of his stick and into Titan territory. This is Calway looking up ice. Decides to go back to Jackson Cunningham-Lukes. Jackson Cunningham-Lukes tried to cut to the net. That lane was closed. Stippen bumped. Here comes Harmon. Gignac back to Harmon, and it just turns into a deflection right on goal, and Schaus able to get on top of it. 41.4 to go. 1-0 Vipers on the goal from Chartrand, his second of the year. Harmon out there. It's one to the corner. Christie with a backhander to Takis. Takis' pass was blocked by Rosati. Schaus got across, and then another try. I believe found Iron in behind the blocking hand of Schaus. He was down and stretched out to try and make a stop, but Vipers trying to go upstairs. Here's Capel on the other side. Harmon tried to reverse it. That one now sent by Capel. Harmon with all kinds of speed, tried to chip it to the middle, knocked down out of midair, and then a shot from center. Wouldn't have counted. The Vipers are 20 feet offside. And that's going to end period at number 1. Vipers on top by 1. We'll step aside and come back for period 2 after this. Welcome back inside the Wayne Gretzky Sports Center. Period number 2 upcoming here between the LaSalle Vipers and Brantford Titans. Connor Chartrand's goal is the only one on the board. As we begin period number 2, no carryover penalties. We skate 5-on-5 as Vipers off the face-off. Off of Kuna's stick. Christie tried to clear it, resulted in a turnover and a save by Schaus. And then Christie deflected the centering pass. Chartrand back to the point. That one will miss. McNally moves in. He fires one and they score. Deflected on the way through. I think that's Chartrand again, as he was doing a little bit of a flyby screen. And it ends up hitting him and going into the net past Schaus. Nothing that Brock Schaus can do on that. And it's 2-0 LaSalle, just 20 seconds into the second period. Gavin Christie to Mason Takis to the blue line. Here comes Caleb Frank. Frank just over the line, had Gauthier there, but Frank goes to the corner. Forced to stop. Frank looks for an option. Moving in is Takis. Takis below the goal line looking to get full possession, and then Frank bumps his man. That was Harmon, who Frank had knocked off stride. Back out to the Titans zone. It's Christie. Christie up the left side, around one man, around a second. Here's Christie. Wanted to fire, but it was knocked away. Spicer goes off the end boards. Frank couldn't handle it. That's off of Spicer. Frank turns it back. Dropped for Kim LeMay. Kim LeMay fires, and it doesn't roll across the line. Vipers defense got there just in time, and now that point shot is blocked to the near wall. Frank knocked away from him, and the Vipers will look to escape thanks to Inskip. Titans less than an inch away from getting on the board and getting within one as Christie bumps Harmon. Harmon to that left circle, pass across is deflected. Ostrovsky all the way down low. This is Velarde. Knocked by Christie. Frank's pass intercepted. Gignac. Here's a try. Schaus the save in behind, and then trying the wraparound was Gingras. Vipers still in control. Pass to the far side. Schaus down, and it shot into the net well after. Referee his arm in the air. We're for sure getting penalties after this. As that's Christie and Gingras that are tied up just inside the Vipers line. We'll see exactly who will all go off. It looks like they're going to take Christie for sure. Gingras for LaSalle. Now the officials are going to have a discussion about who exactly is going to go. And Gignac going as well. So Chartrand would like an explanation. So it'll be a Titans power play coming up. And it looks like 2 of the penalties will offset, so it'll be 5-on-4. The LaSalle bench wanting a further explanation from the official. Scriven on the face-off. Won by LaSalle to the end wall. Stippen knocked down as he tried to get to it. Chartrand in behind his own goal. He'll look to clear, and he will. And another penalty upcoming, a Titan on the ice. As Frank went for a little bit of a ride. And now Jones to the penalty box, and a minute 27 of 5-on-3 action coming up. Titans with the advantage. Mentioned the power play had been clicking early on in this season for the Titans. 5 for 17 coming in. Quinton Kim LeMay will go to the corner. Titans will get set up. Frank, top of that left circle, drops it for Takis. Takis goes back to Frank. Frank looks to the net, fires. It was blocked, and it squirts out to the neutral zone. Takis had to hurry. 2 Vipers are ahead as it's played back to Schaus. He'll get it away from Chartrand. Left for Stippen. Stippen goes in behind the Vipers' cage. Off the board. Scriven over to retrieve it. Back to Frank. Back to Quinton Kim LeMay. He'll try to cut to the cage. That shot is off a body. It came off a Stippen's stick. Quinton Kim LeMay to the middle. Back to Frank. Frank looks to the net. Tried to bank it off the goaltender. And decides to just wrap it around for Takis. Takis comes to Frank. Frank down low to Quinton Kim LeMay. He'll drive the cage, and that one stays out. Takis going to have to race to the far side, but Chartrand got there first, and he clears it. Here comes Stippen in over the line. Dropped it for Gauthier. Back to Stippen, back to Gauthier. He fires one, and it's deflected up into the netting and out of play. Now Christie back to the bench. His penalty has expired. Spicer looking to get one last clear, and he does so. Fanned on the clearing attempt, but still got the job done. That shot will be blocked. Second try. Schaus able to make the stop, and now we got to tighten down in the corner. Try to get a number for you here. Just tough to tell from our angle here at the Gretzky Center. Wyatt Callaway getting some help back to the bench. Not 100% sure what happened there. Watching the net and the Vipers with a couple of tries on Schaus. Then Callaway hunched over on the ice. And he'll go straight to the room. Vipers quickly on the attack again. This is Nicholas Rosati. Ostrovsky to the far side. Long range try. Never made it to Schaus. Stopped at the blue line by Spicer. Just out of the reach of Capel. In skip was checked from behind. Rosati helped out. He goes the other way. Rosati goes to the wall. Quick pass. And then a quick chance on goal by Harmon was blocked. This is Takis chipping it up into the air just to center. That hit the leg of Spicer. Out to Rosati. To Inskip. To Harmon. Harmon just over the blue line. It'll roll to the near wall. Takis just had it taken away by Harmon. He's forced to his own end. Up off the boards to Spicer. Had Rosati in the middle, decided to keep it. Rosati then just sent it to an open side where Christie took it, and now he gets hit, and now he's down. And another penalty coming up to LaSalle. Christie was checked as he was going for the puck along the wall. And now Spicer escorted over to the penalty box, and that's another defenseman for the Brantford Titans that needs some help getting up. Training staff, unfortunately, busy in the last minute or two. I think the officials were also having a discussion what the penalty's going to be. So 2 minutes up on the board. For Spicer, and actually he's going to be escorted to the dressing room. So Spicer to the room. Christie is up on his feet. So the Titans back to the power play. Now down to 4D. As both Callaway and Christie having to be escorted off. Face-off win right back to Caleb Frank. Frank to the circle, backhander up top to Takis. Takis goes to Quinton Kim-LeMay. To Stippen. Stopped by Kim-LeMay, comes to Frank. Frank knocked away from him. Able to get it back though. Frank looked to Stippen, decides to keep. Tried to go all the way across, that's blocked and cleared the length of the rink. LaSalle in control, shorthanded here as they dump it down once again. Frank having to avoid a forechecker, almost turned it over. Thankfully, he had some help coming back. The minute 8 left on the power play. This is Takis. Dropped it for Stippen. Stippen goes off the end wall, and it stops in behind the Vipers' net. Clearing attempt is kept alive. Frank back to Quinton Kim-LeMay. He has to spin away from Chartrand. Frank to Takis. Back to Kim-LeMay. Bouncing puck goes right to Jones. He gets bumped by Stippen. Scriven having to chase after it. Chartrand got there first, and the Vipers cleared again. And now a penalty behind as Stippen was knocked down. And it looks like it'll be a rough against Brody Jones. So the parade to that LaSalle penalty box continues. Just the Titans have to start taking advantage. 5-on-3 for 30 seconds. LaSalle wins the face-off and they'll immediately clear. This is Jones' second trip to the penalty box in this period. This is Gauthier. Able to get full control. 10 seconds left on the 5-on-3. Capel back to Gauthier. Gauthier down low. Here's Gratton trying to go short side, and he hit the post. And now it goes up and out of play. Had that top corner picked, just couldn't beat the iron. With 3 seconds left on that Spicer penalty for checking from behind, which he also was sent to the dressing room for. So it's now 5-on-4. Capel at the left point all the way across. This is Gauthier to the corner. Intended target was Gratton. It was picked off. Gauthier back to the circle off a body. And once again, the Vipers cleared. Hill has to stop. And now goes behind Schaus, and he'll move up the ice. This is Capel. Capel got just inside the blue line, and Hill kept it alive. But the Vipers quickly on the puck right at their own blue line. Force Schaus to send it around as Inskip gets bumped right off the bench. Gauthier with it again. To the middle, there's a shot, and Capel just missed. Hill. Stick checked. We play on. Here's Inskip, all alone, shorthanded. Inskip, and he ran out of room, and a penalty upcoming. It'll be a slash. And that'll even things up. It'll be 4-on-4. Short-handed breakaway chance for Inskip. Doesn't score, but draws a penalty. Four-on-4 for 15 seconds. LaSalle looking for their third, and another whack at Schaus, and after he had covered the puck. And that draws a crowd in behind the cage. Probably won't get anything off of that. And the Titans will immediately clear it off the face-off. Rosati goes down low, side of the cage. And now Harmon moving in to the circle, tried to get a shot off, couldn't. Gignac to the far side. Shell slides across and makes the save, keeping it a 2-0 game with 9:29 on the clock and 43 seconds left in the Papal penalty. And we've got some good news for you. Calway has stepped back onto the ice. He was a part of that previous shift, but now able to deliver the news to you. So that's good to see after he briefly left after needing some help. McNally to Jones. Jones trying to get away from Grattan. Jones has his shot blocked. Getting in the way was Hill. Cleared to the line, kept alive by McNally. McNally just throws it to the end wall. Side of the cage, sharp angle try by Gingras is stopped. Another penalty coming up. It'll be against the Titans. Shot gets blocked and it's up into the netting, out of play. Papal's penalty had expired, but the Titans right back to the penalty kill. And Hill can't believe it. So Hill for roughing. 8:43 to go in the second period. 2-0 LaSalle. Both goals from their captain, Connor Chartrand. One in the first, one here early in the second. LaSalle off the draw. This is Velarde. In skip, back to Velarde. In skip again. He'll switch with Harmon to Velarde. Velarde goes down low. Up to Inskip. He fires one, and that hit something and went to the netting. And play is halted 18 seconds into the power play. Tons of opportunities both sides on the power play, but both 0 for. Titans 0 for 8. LaSalle 0 for 3 with this being their fourth opportunity. Scriven trying to backhand it out. Harmon did a nice job keeping it alive. Harmon at the line. It did stay in. Gignac to Velarde. Back to Gignac. Harmon back to Gignac. Quickly across. As Inskip tried to send it to the side of the cage, it ended up going all the way to the corner. Here's Harmon firing, and that's into the netting again, out of play, with 1:09 left in the power play. Shot finds iron, and it's up and out of play in behind Schaus again. 44 seconds left on the Hill penalty. That's in behind Schaus's goal. They tried to send it to the side of the cage. Schaus had to stretch out to keep it out. And Grattan will get to the puck in the corner and send it the length of the rink. McNally gains the red line. All the way around. Back to McNally. He takes it off the boards. Look for a deflection. That was Chartrand in the slot area. Kicked at by Jones, but right to Cunningham Lukes, and he's able to get it out. And Hill's back onto the ice. Kuna to Chartrand. He shoots one. Schaus to save. Rebound, scores. It'll go as an even strength goal. That's a big rebound off of the pads of Brock Schaus. And the Vipers go up by 3. It's 3-0. That's Adriano Tonen's second of the season. Quentin Kim LeMay will win that back. It was just chipped off the boards by Gannon Neal right to that Vipers line, and now they'll take possession at their own blue line. That's Seth Goomber. Frank trying to get possession. Neal bumped his man. And now it's McGee. McGee, 3 are up for the Vipers as there's a collision in behind just inside the Vipers line. 2 players tangled up. It's Gannon Neal for the Titans. And Seth Coomber for the Vipers. And they're just both going to be escorted off to their respective rooms. It'll be Tonen from Chartrand and the goaltender Bartel. No power plays results, so we play 5-on-5. Face off in the Titan zone. Ostrovsky's shot stopped by Schaus. Couple of bodies in front, but Schaus able to get the blocker on it. Ostrovsky just sends it to an open corner. Couple of bodies race after it. Poked in behind. Now out front, it slides through the blue. Back to Ostrovsky. He winds up. That hit a stick and deflected to the far corner. Caleb Frank trying to escape a forechecker. Able to chip it past the man. Here's Quentin Kim LeMay. Kim LeMay over the blue line. Looks to the front. Got it to Caleb Frank, whose pass was just behind Gauthier. Back to Frank. He tried to just slide it to Gauthier. Thought he was going to wind up and shoot, but looked more of a pass right to the front of the cage. And now the Vipers are about 100 feet offside. They'll look to tag up. Frank quickly the other way, though, with Gauthier. Frank to Quentin Kim LeMay. Around 1, and that's off of Bartel into the far corner. And now here comes Inskip. Inskip. 3 Vipers ahead. Inskip with a pass to the middle. That actually hit the stick of Calway and was slowed down. Arejado dropped it. Scriven fires. Puck up in the air, knocked down by Gauthier. And then he sent one in behind the cage for Scriven. Scriven to Gauthier. Tried to go out front. That's off the back of the net. As Rosati kicked at it back to his defense. LaSalle is going to pot another one. It's now 4-0 as it's tucked in at the side of the cage past Schaus. That's Gignac leading the train to the bench. 3:46 left in the second. Takis at the blue line. That's off of Oon's stick. Capel at center. Creates a little bit of space, gets in over the line. Capel looking to the front, goes in behind. Sends it to Takis, left point. Takis to Calway off of his stick and out to the neutral zone. But he had to quickly move it as Gignac was right on him. Calway in below his own goal line, off the glass. It will slide into the Vipers zone. Bartel out to play it. It goes right to Gingras. Vipers once again set up in the offensive zone. Jones looking for a shooting lane, doesn't have one, and then tried to get it through, but it was blocked by Vanderelzen as he gets bumped trying to move up the ice. Connor Chartrand, 2 goals, 2 assists. It's a 4-point day for the Vipers captain. This is in skip. Pass out in front, and Kuna missed. He's left all alone on the near side. Another try is blocked, and the Titans will clear it. Down the length of the ice, it does have enough for icing. 1:42 to go in the second period. LaSalle in control. 1-0 after 20. Chartrand then would make it 2-0, 20 seconds into the second period. And then 2 more in the last 5-6 minutes or so has pushed this lead to 4. McNally all the way around. Chartrand is there, but Takis goes behind his own cage. Takis again, Chartrand watching him. Vipers with all kinds of pressure, keep it alive in the offensive zone. McGean lost it in the corner. Titans poke it out to the neutral zone. Ostrovsky gets it from Chartrand. He quickly moves it to McNally, who fires it all the way around. Larson in the corner gets bumped as Hill just chips it out and down. Another face-off in the Titan zone. And the Titans are going to call a timeout. Get their players fresh off the icing. 57.3 to go off of this Titans timeout. LaSalle, who has been very good in the face-off circle in this game, won another one in the offensive zone. Vander Elzen just goes off the glass. That is just out of the reach of Harmon. Titans will quickly get fresh bodies onto the ice. Harmon tried to drop it for Jones, but he had to retreat a little bit further than he wanted to. Harwood back to Jones. I think that caught a piece of the official. As losing an edge was Harmon, and he lost the puck too. Grattan in his own zone. Couple of forecheckers on him, including Inskip, who forced that turnover. Inskip in the corner, looking out front. It rolls to the blue paint, and it finds the back of the net. Schaus couldn't get his glove on it, and the Vipers have 5. Jones knocking it home. Makes it 5-0 LaSalle. To the red line, sent all the way around. And a penalty called as there was a hit in the right corner. It is against LaSalle. I believe that was Hill that was driven into the wall. Michael Kuna escorted over, Gauthier as well. So that might even things up. It will. It'll be 4-on-4 for 4.4 until the end of the second period. Off the draw, it's poked to the blue line, out to the neutral zone, and Harwood will hold it. And that is how we end the second. 5-0 LaSalle after 40 minutes. We will step aside, be back for the third after this. Back for period number 3 here at the Gretzky Center. Vipers on top 5-0 against the Brantford Titans. 4-on-4 to start this third period. Gauthier and Kuna both in the box. Gauthier for roughing, Kuna for boarding at 19:56 of the second period. 59 seconds left on both of those minors as Schaus will hang on to an early shot and get a face-off in his own zone. Chartrand's got 2, followed by Tonin, Gignac, and Jones. Harmon off the draw, sends it all the way across. Ostrovsky first one there. He'll switch with Rosati. Pune, backhander, looking for Ostrovsky. It was well out of his reach. Papel was there first, but he lost the handle. Thrown out in front, and that's a beauty save from Schaus. Entire cage was wide open, and then Schaus came sliding across to stop it. All the way across, Jackson Cunningham-Lukes to Arrogato. Had to kick it to himself, but a little bit too far, so he'll chase after it, up against Ostrovsky. This is Stippen. Back to Pizzoferrato, who now has to race into the corner to grab it. Arrogato was tied up, so it rolls by him. And here comes Harmon up the left side. Harmon tried to get around Stippen, couldn't do it. He just throws it to the open side. Pizzoferrato first one there. Just got it out to center. Pass intercepted by Gauthier. Poked out by Arrogato, dropped by Pizzoferrato. Sharp angle try by Gauthier, caught iron. And it's out to center again. Mason Takis goes to Jackson Cunningham-Lukes. Got around one, couldn't get around to second. Chartrand was checked from behind. Pass goes to Inskip. Inskip fires, and that is up and out. Off the facing of the track here at the Gretzky Center. Harwood's quick shot missed the net. Inskip with a pass down low. Schaus with another nice save. But he's lost his stick now, able to get it back with some help from Callaway. And the puck finds Wyatt Callaway. Has to kick it to his stick. To Matthew Oon. Lost the handle. Back in behind the goal. Chartrand on the forecheck. Capel. Back for Oon. Oon had to stop and wait for a couple of bodies to go by before he continued. And then he'll just chip it in past McNally. McNally looks up ice. Has a bit of skating room, so he'll do it. Get right to the red line, send it all the way around. Chartrand couldn't handle it. Capel got it to Frank. 2 Titans ahead, Frank and Gauthier. Frank tried to curl and drag it around McNally. Couldn't do so. Now into the circle. Gauthier hounds his man. Inskip lost it because of Frank. Frank to Kim LeMay. He fires. That's blocked. Takis lost an edge, so he went down. And Chartrand just out to the far blue line where Frank took over. Gauthier. Now to the circle. Gauthier tried to cut to the middle. That was blocked. Ostrovsky comes all the way around near side. McGinn. To Gingras. Pad save from Schaus. McGinn trying to follow up. He never got a shot off. Odd man rush if the Titans can hurry. Here comes Frank. Frank shoots one, and that's a blocker save by the goaltender Bartel. Bartel just saw 6 shots in that second period. He'll fend on the pass. Still got it to the Vipers line, though. Now he'll retreat. Off of Kim LeMay's skate. Back to Hill. Hill to the red line, just sends it to the near corner. He'll go off on a change. Scriven was looking for the puck, unable to get it. Tonin through the legs of Callaway, in behind Schaus. Tonin up to the circle, there's a shot, that's blocked. In behind past Harmon for Callaway. Arrejado just threw it to the middle, and Harmon tried to slide it through Schaus, but Schaus able to keep it out. That pass turned over, Stippen picked it off. Stippen over the blue line, had it knocked away. Scriven just a little bit late getting there. Arrejado now to the corner. Scriven off of his stick in behind. Able to look out front, but a good stick by Bartel. That passing lane wide open to the front of the cage. Tonin's pass off of Callaway's stick. This is Harmon again. Backhander across to McNally. McNally at that right point, looks to the net, got a deflection, but it's knocked away. And Stippen will chip it over McNally. Capel will get there first. Lone man on the forecheck as the Titans were changing. Poked away from Oon. Gignac. Kuna got it deep. Takis off the boards. Oon couldn't push it ahead any further, so now Takis will try to skate out. To Capel. Capel rims it all the way around. Only man there was McNally. Clearing attempt blocked. Papel tried to find Capel. He couldn't handle the pass. Then a sharp angle try goes all the way out the far side. Takis quickly to Hill. Hill's shot goes wide. Papel had his pass blocked. Went right to Oon though, and then he sent it out front, but it never made it to Capel. Papel in the corner to Oon. Oon around the boards. Did the pass have enough on it? It did not, and here come the Vipers 2-on-1. Gignac already with the goal, decides to dish it off, and the Vipers have 6. Michael Kuna extends the lead for the Vipers. They've pretty well been fully in control right from the hop. A number of chances early on that Schaus was able to kick out. They were able to get one in the second half of that first period, thanks to Chartrand as they tried to throw it out front. That was Inskip looking to pass it to the middle. They scored 4 in that second, and now they've got one here in the third. That off of Frank's stick. Bartel was out to play it, to get it away from Frank. Here's Frank in the slot. Shot was deflected up off the end glass. Good job to recover by the LaSalle defense. Kim LeMay kept it alive, sent it to the far boards. Gauthier tied up his man, but didn't get possession. And now it slides to the crease, and Bartel gets on top of it. 11:43 to go in the third. It's another LaSalle face-off win, and they'll just clear it out, or try to at least. It ends up ricocheting back to the defense. Here's Chartrand. His pass didn't have enough on it. Taken away by Scriven. Here's Grattan. Now to Stippen. He fires one, and that's up and out of play. And play halted one more time. Sent out to the neutral zone by Takis. Takis has a bit of real estate to skate. He'll backhand one shortly to Stippen. Stippen goes to Scriven. Scriven with a try, and Bartel. Great positioning as Scriven tried to go short side. Number 30 in blue all over it. It's Kuna from Gignac at 7:25. That has made it a 6-0 game. Vipers are going to add another one midway through period number 3. Just as I was announcing their 6th goal from Kuna. It's the Vipers beating Schaus again. Jones just chips it to the Titans line. Hill stops it. He'll look to create some speed the other way. Had it poked off his stick. Gauthier has it slide to the end wall. Just threw it to an open circle. Kim LeMay got a stick on it. But here comes Jones. Jones in over the line. He fires one. Shows the save. Rebound kicks out to Kim LeMay, who quickly backhands it to Frank. And now Kim LeMay will quickly go to the net. Gauthier on his backhand. And that one is stopped. Bartel was down and out, but still able to make the save to keep the 0 on the board. Tonin from Velarde, the latest goal at 9:15. Scriven up against Ostrovsky. This is Scriven to the middle. He'll fire one. Deflected on the way through. Sits right at the top of the blue paint and it rolls wide. Stippen to the middle for Scriven, who just missed on the blocker side. Right back to Scriven in the corner. Battle along the wall for the puck. This is Stippen. Adam Stippen looked to get it to Scriven, couldn't do it, and here come the Vipers the other way. Now give the Vipers 8. And that looks like it's going to be the end of the day for Brock Schaus. So Gall will come in for the last 9:25. That is 8 against Schaus. LaSalle's making it look easy. Apple in over the line, chases after it, in below the goal. Backhanded it to Oon. Oon stops in the corner. Knocked off his stick. Capel there as well. And now chipped up through the middle and right to Mason Takis. Lucas Larson from Cade McGee. The latest goal for the LaSalle Vipers. Oon dropped it at the line to Takis. His dump in was blocked. That shot stopped by Gall off the stick of Chartrand, who's on Hattie watch. Scored the first two for LaSalle. That shot misses the net well wide on the blocker's side. Another long drive by Cunningham. Luke's deflected wide, and then they try to stuff it home at the side of the cage. Bartel tried to keep it out, but he couldn't. And there goes the donut. And I think he was looking for a whistle. He thought he had it. It's now an 8-1 game with 7:20 to play. Caleb Frank at the side of the cage. Bartel did everything he could to try and pin that puck against his body, against the pad, the post, take your pick. But it just squeaked in behind him. The shutout bid is gone. Frank from Gauthier and Cunningham Lukes at 12:40 as the Titans on the board. Jones off the draw, got it to the line. Hill tried to fire it in, he couldn't. So he's forced back out to the neutral zone. Near side, Chartrand able to make it to Gignac. Pass across to Jones. He had a wide open net. However, he was hounded from behind. That chance interrupted. Scriven deep in his own zone. Got some help from Takis, who moved it to Adam Stippen. Puck was up in the air for a second. Rosati batted it down. Scriven pinning Gignac against the wall. Pass intended for Chartrand, and then he tried to dish it off, but it was blocked by Grattan and out to the neutral zone and back to Viper territory. 5:45 left in the third. All LaSalle in this one. The only game around the GOHL currently. A ton more action to get underway as this day progresses. Everything getting started at least at 7 o'clock Eastern or later. Sharp angle try is held on to by Bartel. That later action includes the Welland Junior Canadians in Galt to take on the Cambridge Redhawks. Waterloo will visit Elmira. That is also a 7 o'clock start. Pelham will face Fort Erie at 7 o'clock. And 7:15, St. Thomas visits Kamoka. And then at 7:30, 3 more games about to get underway as the Titans score again. It's now 8-2 with 5:08 to go. Jackson Cunningham Lukes with a backhander, able to tuck it by Adam Bartel. Now a 6-goal deficit with 5 minutes and change left. Callaway gained the blue line, but that's as far as he got. This is Jones looking up. Decides to just send it across. Pizzoferrano bumps his man into the wall. It's Jones again in front of his own bench, right to the red line. All the way in. Gall stops it. Arajano with a backhander to Callaway. He couldn't handle it. Harmon tried to get it to Tonin. Couldn't do it. And the Titans dump it down with Bartel just steering it aside with the stick. Mentioned those games at 7:30. It is London in Listowel, Caledonia in Strathroy, and Port Colborne will visit St. Mary's. Harmon to the middle one time, and that one misses. Frank able to escape his own zone. Now here's Quinton Kim-LeMay. Kim-LeMay all the way across, they score! That's now 3 unanswered for the Titans. It's Gauthier getting his first in a Titans uniform. And it's 8-3. And Quinton Kim-LeMay will add to his team-leading point total. Came in with 6 points in 5 games. And now he forces a turnover. Gave it to Frank. Frank fires, and Bartel made the save. The rebound was there for a second, but nobody in white was there to pot it home. Frank, Cunningham, Lukes, and Gauthier. That's 3 goals in less than 4 minutes for the Titans. Shot off the draw was stopped. Rebound try is kicked away as well, as the Vipers take it the other way. Two minutes, 40 seconds to go. Frank off the face-off, tried to dish it. It was blocked. Still got to Callaway, but he dumped it in. And now he's going to be slow to, well, it looked like he was going to come off, but there's a little bit of a collision between him and Coomber. And then he was a little bit slow moving. As here's Quinton Kim-LeMay firing. Blocker saved by Bartel. Moving in was Neal. This is Gauthier in behind. Ostrovsky was knocked down. Kim-LeMay and Gauthier in the corner looking to get it. Now Jones. Looks like he just wants to pin it against the wall with less than 2 minutes to go. And a 5-goal lead for the Vipers. Gauthier digging for it. It is finally knocked away from the pile. Chartrand all the way around to Rosati. Rosati through the middle to Gignac. Gignac looked for a deflection. That was off of Rosati, but wide. Chartrand just gave it to Frank. Frank has Quinton Kimlemay with all kinds of speed, but that pass just ahead of number 12 in white. And his stick was knocked out of his hands. So a slashing penalty upcoming. And the Titans to a late power play. With a minute 19 left to go. It'll be Ostrovsky to the box for, well, it'll for sure be less than 2 minutes, whether the Titans score or not. With a minute 19 left on the clock. Papel leans in. Won it to Hill, who goes back to Takis. Takis sauced it to Capel, who had to chase after it in the corner. Sent to the line. Takis all the way across. Takis trying to cut to the middle. Ran out of room, though, and Chartrand will move it ahead to Tonin. And now we have an injured Viper. The left side of the ice as play is halted. Good to see Adriano Tonin back to his feet, needing some help off the ice. He'll go right to the room with 50 seconds left. No reason to stay on the bench, of course. Titans still operating on the power play. Papel for the face-off. Takis races to keep it alive. Comes to Hill. Hill goes to Takis. Back to Hill. Hill fires one, got a deflection, but it's up off the end wall and right back to the goaltender Bartel. And play is halted with 37.5 to go. Bartel having to be sharp again there. Now 27 seconds left in the third. 8-3 Vipers lead. First 8 scored by LaSalle, but 3 unanswered by the Titans here late in under 4 minutes time. Has made it 8-3. Vipers will get a clear. Gall out to stop it. Left it for Mason Takis. It'll be one last rush here in the hockey game. Takis over the blue line, drops it for Papel. Papel all the way across. Hill will fire. Bartel, one last save, and that will do it. The LaSalle Vipers are going to walk away with a couple of points and improve to 3-1-1 on the season. Titans will fall to 0-6-1, still in search for that first win. But there's plenty of action here at the Gretzky Center coming up, including this one. 5 of the next 6 are here at the Gretzky Center, so tons of action for you. Titans will look to get in that win column, but it starts this coming Friday. It's a date with St. Thomas in St. Thomas, Friday, October 3rd, before returning home here to Brantford the following day against Chatham. We'll sign off for the final time, 8-3.